Hello guys, and welcome to my final tutorial on Touch Develop. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to export your app out of Touch Develop into Windows, iPhone or an Android app. So to start this, we need to open our browser, Chrome, Firefox or even Internet Explorer, and navigate to touchdevelop.com. Click on the sign in option and sign in with the email that has your apps on there. Now I'm going to use the apps that I used in my tutorials. Okay, you might have noticed the little error that came up, says you are not signed in. I know I'm signed in because I've got my apps. Okay, so I'm going to go across to the template one, maybe later. This is just due to the settings in the college blocking me. Okay, so the app template here. Okay, you can see a few here I've been messing about with. Okay, but template here. I go to edit, click on script properties at the top, and scroll to Cordova mobile app. Okay, it says I need a local editor. So to start, install Node.js. So just click Node.js. Take version 6.2.0 for the latest features. Save it. Once it's installed, open it up. Okay, just go through the installation wizard, accept the defaults. Okay, the reason we won't change the defaults is because when we go to create our app using Cordova, it needs to point to the default location of the app where Node.js is. And if we change it, it will create problems for our script at a later time. So you might see it, you might not, a little pop-up window that will come up saying, do you want to allow the following program? Just say yes, and then it will start going through the installation process. While we're waiting, while that's installing for us, okay, we'll let that install. Stage 2, create a new empty folder and open a command prompt in it. Now it doesn't mean open command prompt and navigate to it because that doesn't work. You need to actually create a new folder and open the command prompt from within. Okay, so I have my documents here, or you can click start and just go to documents here. Now if I create a new folder inside documents, this doesn't work. Okay, so if you rename this, sorry, my computer's running slow, doing too much at one time. So rename this, I'll just call it app. If I open it, we can see it's empty. If I hold down shift on the left hand side of my keyboard and right click, okay, there should be an option that says command prompt here. Now, as I said, in documents this doesn't work. So what you do, I will just right click and cut, and I'll put it on my desktop. Now I know it works in desktop. If I open it on desktop, hold shift, right click, you get open command window here. Now that's what I need, is this. Okay. Now as you can see, my node setup is now finished, and it seems to be hiding off the page. So let's bring it across. Completed the Node.js setup, just finish. Okay, we'll just leave it at that now. So, create a new empty folder, open a command prompt in it, and run the following commands. So I'm going to copy these, copy, open up in my folder, hold shift, right click, open command window here, okay, paste in the command, press enter, wait for it to load this, okay, and it should automatically open a localhost version of Touch Develop. Wait for it to download everything, go on all my scripts, template, double check it's the one that I want, which it is. So edit, Script properties again. This time click Cordova mobile app again. If successful, it will say export to Cordova app, Windows, iOS, Android. Okay, and I click build. Now I have a compilation error, which is normal. Okay, if we use external libraries, some of the libraries have problems that will create us a compilation error. So it says errors in buttons stretch image. So that's the library buttons and the function stretch image. So dismiss, back to our main page, down to buttons library, click on edit, and we can see the sad face that is causing us a compilation error. We don't need it, so I can click it, click on the function, delete, and it's gone. Back to my scripts, click on template again, edit, script properties, and try again. So build. Okay, this time it was successful. It will run through a few commands. Okay, so it finds a current version of Cordova, which is 6.1.1. The next command says create an npm and install a global-g version of Cordova inside my folder. And as you can see, inside the empty folder I had before is no longer empty. There is a JScript, a JSON file, and a folder. Do not touch them. Okay, just minimize it and leave it in the background. Leave this running. Okay, and in a minute, usually takes roughly about 5 minutes for it to install Cordova and then start exporting to the current apps. But if you just look at the Cordova export window, you will know if there has been an error. Okay, I will return when mine starts exporting my apps. Okay, so if Cordova is installed correctly, you should start seeing that it's installing PNG.js and then Cordova platform add Windows. So this is it converting it into a Windows app. Now you will see a lot of red errors. Okay, these are requirements for Windows apps. Okay, but it is basically a warning saying you're missing it. Now obviously because you're exporting, it's going to be missing. There is no way you can fill that details in, so just ignore it. Okay, it will start with Windows, then move on to iPhone, Android, HTML. Okay, it's usually I think there's 5. So as while I've been talking, add Windows is now jumped to add iOS. So Windows 1 was successful, iOS was. Now if we go back to our app folder, you can see we have a very weird encrypted folder name. Okay, do not open this folder while it is currently installing because you could cause this a problem and make it stop. Okay, so wait for it to finish. Okay, and again I'll return once mine is finished to make sure we're at the same stage. Okay, so depending on how well your laptop is, yours might take a little bit. Yours might be a little bit quicker than mine. Okay, it might be a little bit slower than mine, but let it run. Let it go through all the commands. Okay, and eventually it should come up saying Cordova, hooray, build completed. Well, I'm not just going to listen to something telling me it's completed. I want to check for myself. So if you go back to your app folder on your desktop, and you will notice, as I said earlier, the encrypted folder. Open it up. You'll see one inside called Cordova. Open that up, and you can see www. I have a website. Okay, let's open it. Hopefully this should work. Okay, and this is effectively my app, but as a website. Okay, if I hold Control and U, this is Firefox version. Okay, you can see it is in website format. Okay, and it is working. If we test it, it's actually our buttons are working correctly as well. It is a successful mobile website. So I can go back. I have plugins. Okay, WebSQL, whitelist, Android, iOS, Windows. These are needed when you want to export them across to the appropriate development kit. So if it's iPhone, you need iOS.json, Windows, etc. For our platforms, our Android are all the configuration files needed for Eclipse. For iOS, again, all the stuff needed for Xcode. And for Windows, all the stuff we need for Windows Studio. And that is Android, iOS, Windows, and a HTML version of our app. That is how you convert from Cordova. In later videos I will show you how to import your Cordova applications into Eclipse, Xcode and Windows Studio. For now, thank you for watching. I'll see you later.